So you're looking for an effective fat burning workout on the rowing machine. Boy, do I have a workout for you. What's up guys, Austin back with another video. And I get asked all the time, Austin, how do I burn fat on the rowing machine? What sort of workouts should I do? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. And I feel that this workout that I'm going to show you today is not only a great high calorie burning workout, but also sets you up for a form of progression long term. Because if you're serious about losing weight, getting in shape, you have to plan to progress, plan to get better. And this workout sets you up to do that. So we're just going to get right into it. The workout we're going to work with today is 1 minute on, 1 minute off intervals. And this classifies itself as a high intensity interval training or a HIIT workout. High intensity interval training workouts focus on a brief period of intense work followed by a period of rest and repeats of those intervals. And minute on, minute off is sort of the foundation of those high intensity intervals. Believe it or not though, I'm not just gonna say, okay, go minute, rowing as hard and as fast as you possibly can. Okay, minute on, minute off, you're done, right? Just go do the on and do the off, right? No, that's not what it means. In fact, bringing structure and control to these minute on intervals is most important for setting yourself up for success long term. So instead of just thinking about going up and down as fast as you can, let's guide ourselves through something controlled but still intense. So the way we're going to break this down is we're going to set up our monitor for minute on and minute off intervals. Now, you might be using a different rowing machine than a Concept 2. Your machine should have the capability to set up timed minute intervals. Once you've got those set up, now let's go over the game plan. The idea is the first 4 intervals that you're going to do are going to focus on a stroke rate of 20 strokes per minute. 20 strokes per minute, but that's way too slow. How am I supposed to get my heart rate up? Guys, if you haven't checked out my video on how fast should you row, take a look at that video to understand that you can row hard and intense at any stroke rate. You can row hard and intense at 3 strokes a minute. But we're going to cap ourselves at 20, but we're going to row as hard as we possibly can at 20 strokes per minute. And we're going to do this for the first 4 intervals. Remember to focus on a powerful, as hard as you can, drive back and a nice, steady, controlled recovery for the stroke in order to keep that strokes per minute right at 20. As you row, you should be focused on your split per 500 meter or whatever unit you're using to gauge your power output. And the idea is to get that number as intense as we can, but as steady as you can throughout the full minute. Now you're doing 20 strokes per minute for the first 4 intervals. During the minute off of those intervals, I recommend going about what's called paddle pressure rowing. And this is the idea of going through our stroke sequence, but very nice and very easily. Think about like walking it off after a sprint interval, like on a treadmill or on a track. This is sort of like how you walk it off on the rowing machine. After those 4 intervals, you're going to be breathing, you're going to be sweaty, but we're going to increase the intensity. We're going to bump up that stroke rate from 20 to 22 strokes per minute for the next 4 intervals. And so now the idea is to keep that same intense drive back with each stroke, but now you're just coming up the recovery just a little bit faster in order to increase that stroke rate. And shoot, that's an extra 2 strokes within the minute that you're taking. And so this should elicit a more intense power output. If you're using split per 500 meters, that should be a decrease in your split per 500 meter average. After those second 4 intervals, the last 2 of our 10 interval set, and by the way, this is the beginner's set, the last 2, we're going to bump it up to 24 strokes per minute. Another 2 strokes per minute increase with the same focus of driving back fast, but just coming up a little bit faster, learning discipline and control under intensity. And those last 2 intervals should be your fastest and most intense intervals of the entire 10 set workout. Now, the 10 intervals, that is sort of the beginner entry level. If you're more of an advanced fitness person, you could bump that up to 15 intervals or 20 intervals. You could go even up to 30 intervals. But keeping that same idea of breaking it up into chunks and increasing your stroke rate with each chunk so that you can increase your intensity. Again, this idea of practicing discipline under intensity and just getting more comfortable taking the rowing stroke, getting more efficient at your rowing. You do that, the next time you go about the workout, you can see your split per 500 meter averages, and you could focus on decreasing those over time or changing up the stroke rates. There's lots of different options out there to make minute on, minute off really fun. But what's great about the interval is that it gives you a focus period, right? Because rowing is tough, all right? If you ever use this machine, it's tough stuff. But it gives you a minute of focus, followed by a much needed minute of rest and recovery. And honestly, this is probably the best way to just set yourself up for really mastering your rowing technique. If you enjoyed this workout and you're looking for more, I'm about to release my first ever ebook, Row Your Fat Off. And it's a book, a guideline for beginners, all about setting up and using the rowing machine and how to utilize this machine to achieve your fat loss goals. We're talking setup on the machine, rowing technique, drills, warm-ups, cool downs, and a full month of guided workouts to kickstart you on your fitness journey with the rowing machine. So I'll leave a link for that down in the description box down below once it's out. But guys, thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Are you going to give this minute on, minute off interval workout a try? Let me know what you think. And guys, I'll see you again real soon.